What up, everybody? Hey, this is your boy Cheap Blues, and I am back with another video, my third one today, because the market, I don't want to say it's crashed, but it's up. It's significantly up, and it's going to continue to be up because of the 250k tournament qualifiers. Look, let's be real here. If you didn't get in the first week, I mean, you do have a chance to get in the next few weeks, but realistically, are you going to be going for the 250k tournament? I mean, if you can sit there and tell yourself, no, I won't be. We got another shot tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, but probably not great, as you can see. Not a good time. Either way, this could do a lot for the market, and that's kind of why I'm making this video right now. What cards should you sell, should you buy, etc.? Well, here's the key right here. If you want to lock in for tokens, now is the time to do it. And the reason for that is in, what do we got, 6 days? Let me take a look here. In about 5 days, One Will Rise, which would be the first season in NBA 2K21, is going to end. The reason that's important is because all the prices for all of these cards are going to go up, and the reason for that is because they're going to add new token market cards. They said they're going to do this pretty much every single season, so for that first few days, tokens are going to be hard to come by. Not only are they going to be hard to come by, they're going to be, harder to get on the auction house. So when it comes to like the current NBA sets, any of the lock-ins that lock in for tokens, like all these season tip-off guys are going to go up in price because you can get 25 tokens for locking them in. I could easily lock this in. Honestly, I don't feel like it. Like, to be completely honest with you. All that's going to go up. So, to be honest with you, if you want to stock up on tokens now, because they're going to be some pretty decent token players, and they're going to be usable for at least a couple weeks until they release some like stupid, ridiculously overpowered like cards and packs or whatever. So if you want to pick up guys like that, especially when it comes to like guys who are gold and silvers, now's the time. Like a good example would be like Damian Dotson. Like you can pick him up for like 900 MT right now. I'm just gonna buy him. He's 900, but I guarantee in a few days, legitimately 5 days from now, he's gonna go up to at least like 1600. So most of them are going to go up at least by 50% in price. And the reason for that is because everyone knows that you're going to be locking in for tokens to get the new reward cards. Whether they come the first day of the new season or after, they're going to come at some point. And in addition, all these guys are probably going to get challenges throughout the year and stuff like that too. So if you're token hunting, now's a good time. Other than that, coaches. Look, realistically, like I've had pretty much every coach. To be honest with you, I've had them all. I just sold like Budenholzer, McMillan, Spoelstra, Brad Stevens. I've just sold all of them. I kept Nick Nurse. I like Nick Nurse, and I kept D'Antoni. The rest of these guys, if you don't have D'Antoni and you don't have Nick Nurse, sell them, or not sell them. Go buy them if you really honestly need them. But we're gonna get to the point later on in the year where coaches are irrelevant anyway. It doesn't really matter. Right now, they're very important. So if you don't plan on playing this game at a competitive level, it might not be a terrible idea to like sell Mike D'Antoni if you have him for 80k. Just because if you're just playing CPU games and Triple Threat Online, like, what does it matter if you have Mike D'Antoni? You can probably buy him back for, I don't know, 10k later on in the year. Same with Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse is just as expensive. Yeah. Look, you think it's wild that he's up for 100k, but I bet you someone buys him if that bid doesn't go in. He'll definitely sell for 80. I sold the second one I picked up in a pack for like 90k or something. So yeah, they sell. Other than that, playbooks. Heat 13 playbook is actually not that expensive this year because it's just not that good. Hawks playbook is always... Where are you? Yeah, Hawks playbook is always kind of expensive. Playbooks in general this year are down. Typically, you can see if a playbook's good just by looking in the auction house and seeing if, it's expensive or not, which doesn't look like any of these are. Oh, Bucks playbook, very expensive comparatively. So playbooks don't really amount to anything this year. The Pistons playbook, people have kind of figured out it doesn't really have, like, it has a good play in it, but it's not like quick through STS, so it's calmed down in price. I was selling these for like 10 grand at one point this year. So playbooks are, if you want to keep a bunch of playbooks on just to experiment and mess around with them, and for your collection level, like, go right ahead. They're not really going to bring you too much value, so it doesn't really matter. badges, though. I touched on this a little bit in my 250k video I did earlier, which I'll link at the end. But like, if you're not playing for a competitive level, a lot of these badges aren't necessary to have, you know? Like if you're playing unlimited and going for the prizes and you're playing limited every week, yeah, it's nice to have a couple like gold clamps lying around, but at the same time, like, you could get 50k for those 2 gold clamps. You know, what's more important, putting gold clamps on one player or using that 50k to buy better players for your team that already have gold clamps? Like a couple times this year, I've sold a player, sold badges, and then turned around and bought the player that had already had badge cards like attached to it for cheaper than I sold the original player. So I made a bunch of MT doing that. Especially when it comes to stupid badges, like no one likes hot start. No, it's not that important of a badge. Plus, most cards that would require hot start have it. You might as well get like 4k for it while you got a chance. Back down Punisher, like, what is that getting you? 4k? You're getting around 3 to 4k for a gold badge. You might as well get rid of them. Ice and Veins, like, are you ever going to use silver Ice and Veins? No, probably not. Put it up for 1,000 or something. Who cares? Like, realistically. And unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's some cards that need to be cut. Giannis. And the reason I say Giannis is simply because if you look at his value in the marketplace, 178,000 for Giannis. To be completely honest, I honestly don't think he's really that great. What Hoff badge did you put on him? Did you put Hoff break starter on him? Why? I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but still, jeez. Anyways, you can get about 200k for Giannis. Like I said, if you're not playing at a competitive level. Same with Paul George. Paul George is pretty expensive still, especially now that the qualifiers are up. He's a really good defensive card. A lot of people are going to want him. Is he worth keeping a hold of for 100k? I mean, look at it rationally. When you look at like these 2 guys specifically, like Giannis will hold value for a little while. Paul George might too, but at the same time, like when you look at it, in a month, Giannis is going to be going for 20 or 30k. Realistically, because there's just going to be a lot better cards out in a month and a half, 2 months from now. Paul George will be doing the same. He'll be going for even less, probably like 5 or 10k. That is until he gets really rare and people are just buying him just cause, but there'll be this weird gap period. Either way, he'll never be this expensive again. So if you really do like these cards, it's not a terrible time just to put them up right now and reap the rewards for them, and then just kind of go from there later. Like, I'm about to sell Giannis. And the reason simply for it is, like, I could use that 200k to buy a better card later on. Like, legitimately. Like, I'm not... It's just, that's how it is. And it sucks. I like Giannis, but, like, he's got to go. Him and Paul George. I don't even use Paul George, to be honest with you. Like, I don't ever use him. So it's not a terrible time to get rid of him. Sorry, buddy. You were helpful for a little bit, but yeah. So, anyways, guys, I would keep Kristaps, though, to be completely honest with you. Kristaps, he spreads the floor so much as a center. He's so useful that there's no reason to get rid of him. Darren Williams legitimately is one of the best point guards in this game. I wouldn't get rid of him either. John Stockton, that's on you if you want to get rid of him. He's really good, but I actually prefer Darren Williams. It's just me, though. He shoots a little bit better, but John Stockton's really good. If you're good with him, just keep him for now and sell him later. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I hope this helped you at least a little bit in some roundabout way. But please sub to your boy's channel. I would appreciate it a lot. I've had a rough video day, man. Anyways, later.